You turn my morning into I was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my tomb till I met you. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was my tomb till I met you. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Your freedom is all that I know. The old made new. Jesus, when I met you, you called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Your freedom is all that I know. The old made new. Jesus, when I met you, you called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, now you call me citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing, now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day.
Good morning, rooted men. Pastor Tom, Firmly Rooted Church. I'm here. I'm going to make sure that you can hear me, so I got to better check a couple things. Hold on a sec. Somebody give me a thumbs up that you can see me and hear me. Just want to make sure I get it right. But you find me today down in Greendale, Indiana, where Firmly Rooted Greendale is, and I'm in the parsonage here in the dining room. Plain white wall behind me. Bert Reggiani says we're all good. Okay, so at any rate, got down here safely. Maisie, the new pup, traveled wonderfully, and so going to spend a few days here. Going to preach here on Sunday. So looking forward to having some good meetings and connecting with some people here. But let's say hi, and we will get moving. I think the first one I saw was my cousin. There he is. My cousin Dave Donnelly, good morning. Ken Gooch, good morning, fellow brothers in arms. Pat, who down here in Greendale, says morning. I'm out there on X. There's Chris Connolly, good morning. Bert Reggiani, good morning. Brian Vlaming, and that's it that have signed, or at least acknowledged that they're out there. Cool. All right. So there's a part of Ecclesiastes that seems to cycle, roll. And so now the writer of Ecclesiastes is beginning to go back at, hold on a sec, something just popped in my, there we go. Sorry about that. Some message popped up on my screen. So there seems to be a cycle here, and now the writer is focusing on predominantly the kingdom of this world. And again, you're going to obviously just face the idea of meaningless, chasing after the wind, vanity. It just doesn't make any sense. What's the advantage, right? And so let me pull up the reading. There it is. And let me go to my reading. Everyone's toil is for their mouth, yet their appetite is never satisfied. The writer of Ecclesiastes is beginning to say to us is that I realize that in the kingdom of this world, all of our toiling, all of our working ends up being for our consumption. Stuff. Whether it's another car or a bigger house or a better lawnmower, or whether it is the food we eat, or whether it just is constantly getting consumed. We work, and it just gets consumed. And in the end, I'm never satisfied. I want more. I want what the neighbors have. Why do they have more than me? I want. It never gets satisfied, this yearning. And in the back of your mind, you should be thinking about Jesus saying, what does it profit a man if he gains the whole world but forfeits his very soul? See, Jesus says we don't live on bread alone, but on the very word of God. This is the idea here is when I forget about my spirituality, when I forget that I have a soul that needs to be satisfied with spiritual food, then life gets meaningless. What advantage have the wise over fools? Because in the end, we all end up the same. Naked we came into this world, naked we're going to leave. Nothing's going with us. What do the poor gain by knowing how to conduct themselves before others? They don't get any wealthier. Here they are maybe rightfully thinking and rightfully acting, but from the kingdom of this world, they don't gain. They don't get more wealthy. They still are living a content life, but don't have much. Better what the eyes see than the roving of the appetite. And now the writer is saying, might our eyes sometimes have the ability to see more than the appetite desire that is never satisfied in our I want. Compare I want versus I see. I want a better truck. I want. I see that I have a house. I see that I have a truck. I see that I am blessed. I see. What's required is that we take our eyes off of ourselves and look outside of ourselves and begin to look at what's truly out there. He says this too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Whatever exists has already been named. And what humanity is has been known. This is the whole idea that there's nothing new under the sun. No one can contend with someone who is stronger. The mighty win. He who has the biggest weapons wins. It's almost like this game of King of the Hill. What's the benefit? Who wins? Here's something that every preacher has to worry about. The more the words, the less the meaning. And how does that profit anyone? The person who speaks just to hear themselves. The person who can speak but not reflect on the depth or the meaning of even what they're saying. And so it just becomes air. It just becomes wind. It just becomes meaningless. Verse 12. For who knows what is good for a person in life during the few and meaningless days they pass through like a shadow? It's kind of depressing, right? But again, remember, he's looking at life in the kingdom of this world in the absence of understanding that we have a soul, in the absence that we're not seeing that there's an eternal destiny, or the absence that there is a God who can breathe life into all those things, right? That's the key thing about Ecclesiastes. He bounces between the two types of humanity. The type of humanity that understands there is a God and that we do have a soul, and so hence there's a weighted difference between someone who just feels like they popped on this earth and they're striving and striving and striving, and for what? For who knows what is good for a person in life during the few and meaningless days they pass through like a shadow? Who can tell them what will happen under the sun after they are gone? Nothingness, right? For the person who believes there is no God, I just live and die and become fertilizer to the ground. Life is meaningless. It's a chasing after the wind. If that's all there is, then there is no hope. Does that make sense? All right, let me pull myself back in here. Boom. There we go. Hey, let's see. Maureen Ponoworski, good morning. And Jody Glenn, good morning. All right. I hope that this devotion was a blessing to you. We'll be back. Flourish is going to be going on at 8:20. I'll be back at 8:40 for Strengthening Our Roots and 9 o'clock for prayer. Have a blessed day. Make it a firmly rooted day. And may someone see Jesus in us today.